Michigan Fatality Assessment Control Evaluation Program, or FACE, investigated the death of a man who was working as a bathtub refinisher. He was using a methylene chloride-based paint stripper to refinish or remove paint on a bathtub. Methylene chloride is a chemical which is used for things like aircraft maintenance. He died while he was working on it. He was killed by the fumes of the chemical. The FACE also investigated 2 other similar deaths, which also took place in Michigan. That then informed the CDC's National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health of the deaths, and then they in turn informed the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, or the OSHA. In addition to these 3 deaths, the OSHA discovered that there was 10 other deaths for the past from 2000 to 2011 across 9 different states. These 13 people either were not using protective equipment for whatever reason, or whatever equipment they were using was incapable of protecting them from the fumes. This proves that methylene chloride is very dangerous, and if used at all, should only be used by professionals outside with good enough protective equipment. So today I'm going to tell you about some problems with people using methylene chloride, some solutions to these problems, some causes to these problems, and finally some solutions to the problems. So, first problem is this chemical is very dangerous. It can kill you very easily. Its fumes are very toxic, and in an enclosed space, if you use it, you will almost certainly die. So unless you have a very, 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 very good military grade gas mask thing, you probably should not use it at all. And it's also easily found in hardware stores. So if you want to refinish your bathtub for some reason, you could go and probably find this there. And even though it is meant to be used on bathtubs to remove paint, it says specifically on the can, do not use in a bathroom. Which is really stupid because most people assume that if it's supposed to be used on a bathtub, it's okay to use in a bathroom. Although it is impossible to ventilate a bathroom well enough to use this in it. So you have 2 options. Either don't use it, which is better, or you have to take the bathtub out of the floor, take it outside, use it there, then take it back in and put it back in the floor, which is very expensive, much more expensive than just not using an alternative, or probably more expensive than just getting a new bathtub. People use this for 2 reasons. One is if it's supposed to be used in a bathtub, you can use it in the bathroom, which is logical, but not correct. But the main reason is it works faster than its possible alternatives. Some alternatives being acetate or mineral spirits. And although it does work faster, it is less safe. So it's unlikely that either of the other 2 will kill you while you're using it. Now that I've told you about the problems with using methylene chloride, I'll tell you about some causes to these problems. It's people trying to make money, not really caring how they get it. Doing stupid stuff like deciding that it should be used as a bathtub paint remover, but then also not making it being able to be used in the bathroom. They apparently neglect to tell you that you need to spend all the money required to remove it and put it back to use this product safely. And also, people are so used to having warning signs on everything that there's warning signs on about 50% of everything we see in life ever, always. So they tend to ignore them. This can be very dangerous. Like if you decide you want to ignore the warning on a can of gasoline not to put it next to an open flame, so you put it next to your campfire, it could not be very good. But on the flip side, if you ignore these warnings, then no. If you listen to these warnings all the time, then you wouldn't use things that you see in everyday life, like an elevator, a car, or an oven, because those all have very. So now that I've told you about some causes to the problem, I'll tell you about some possible solutions to the problem. The makers of the product need to be more careful. They need to make the warning signs bigger, brighter, somehow more noticeable, so it's harder to ignore. They should also stop saying that it's supposed to be used on a bathtub, because most people will assume that if it's supposed to be used on a bathtub, it can use it in the bathroom. But if it's not supposed to be used on a bathtub anymore, people will not have any reason to bring it in the bathroom, and so it will not die because of that. And I'm sure if they do that, they'll still make plenty of money from selling it for aircraft maintenance or whatever else it's used for. There's only really one small scale solution, and that's just don't buy it. If you don't own it, don't use it, it can't hurt you. Simple as that. Or if you want your bathtub refinished and you're too lazy to do it yourself, so you hire someone to do it, then make sure they're not using it, because you could kill them and they'd be in your house. And that would indirectly be your fault, and that would be on your conscience for the rest of your life. And you don't want that. So, in summary, I've told you about some problems with people using methylene chloride, some causes of these problems, and finally some solutions to these problems. You don't want yourself or someone you know to join 13 people who died by using this. So be careful of all chemicals. If certain people had known about how it easily can kill them a couple years ago, they could still be alive, but they're not. So now that you know this, you could, in your later life, save yourself or someone else.